Hello everybody, my name is Caro. I love to read, and today I want to show you my new bookshelf because I know it's been a while since I promised this video and I haven't shared it with you until now, but this is finally the place where my books are gonna be. I'm a very organized person, but when it comes to my books, all my books were spread around the house, in the living room, in the sofa, everywhere. So now I'm really happy that there's really a home for them, sorry. And here this is not exactly the way it is going to look. I'm still working on, having a little bit nice things, decorations, plants and stuff. And this is not the way the books are gonna be organized at the end. But I wanted to display them like this because today, apart from showing you my new bookshelf, I also want to show you the books I read this year and moreover, my favorite books. So you can maybe give it a try or let me know if you've read them, what do you think about them. But basically, in this shelf, you can see the books I read. This year I read about 21 books, if I am right. Not all of them are here. Some of them I read them on Kindle. Some of them were lent to me and I already gave them back. And some others I just gave away. So they're not all here. But you can see my stories and my feed if you want to see them all. Basically, these are the ones I'm keeping right now. I'm sure you have heard of them. But my favorite book for the whole year, I would say, is this one. Girl, Woman, Other from Bernardine Evaristo. She's a English writer and she won the Booker Prize from 2019, and I totally get it. It's a great book in many different ways. I don't want to explain a lot because I know I've talked about this book in many other videos, but it's a compilation of stories. Fiction is not really, it's a novel, but 12 stories of women with that come from Africa, not necessarily themselves, some of them do, but others are like from generation parents or grandparents that came from Africa to the UK, and it like frames all the problem of racism and not only the exclusion they face now, but also the roots of it. How did it started from generations, from centuries ago until now. It's very it gives you a great picture of the roots of the problem and how it's reflected now, but also it's great because it reflects some parts of the LGBT culture inside this group of people, also the age difference too. It's very intersectional and I think that's why I loved it too. And also the way it's written, it's totally different. There's even a chapter in which they use the inclusive language for non-binary people. So it's mind-blowing, but at the same time it's funny, it's fiction, but at the end it also reflects reality. It's a great book. Seriously, you really have to read it. If you have to choose from all these books here, I would say this is the one you need to read. But I don't know, maybe you have. Let me know, what do you think. Then the second book that I loved is this one here, Mornings in Jenin from Abulhawa. She's a Palestinian writer and she's very committed. It's part of a group of writers who are very committed to show the world the Palestine version of story in the conflict with Israel. So this is a really crude book. I mean, I totally love it, but don't say that I didn't warn you. It's also very cruel, very cold in the way that it's you can see the reality of the war. So it's a story of a family across generations from when Palestine was a whole territory until the very end of 2010, something like that, when there's already a conflict, a war, and the people is being displaced to very short camps, refugee camps. So I would say if you have the stomach for these stories, read it. I think it's important that we know the other part of the story, especially, I don't know, if in other countries, but in Mexico we're not very aware of the conflict, and this gave me really a good overview. However, it's cruel. I cried with this book and I almost never cried reading, so very worth it. I would recommend it a lot. And also favorite here, Leonas y Zorras. It's something like lions and wolves, but feminine. I don't know if it's in English. It's from a Spanish writer, politician actually, and then she wrote a book. And this book is about feminism, but how can we make theory into real public policy, into reality? How do we translate the elite knowledge of feminism, the very theoretic things, into something that normal people can live in a day by day? And she has done it so in Madrid and in other parts of Spain, so she has a lot of experience, and she puts everything, well, not everything, but most of it in this video, in this book. Look how I have it. It's all marked because I think from three books I'm recommending, this is the one that it was mind-blowing to me in the sense of opening my mind to the next step in feminism, a lot of concepts. It definitely is like a little mini school book, so really worth reading. I don't know if it's in English. This should be at some point, but hopefully you can get to read it. And well, the rest of I loved all these books. These are just my favorites, but I like them all. On Time from Glennon Doyle, that as I share in my videos, it was a drama to get it, but it's finally here with me. Guadalupe Netel, she's a Mexican writer, but she's already translated in English and other languages, so if you can read her, she's really good. Jhumpa Lahiri, Indian writer, also great. Explain things to me. Good books. Not because I read them, but I think they're really good books, all of them. Here I have books that I read in the past, not necessarily this year, 2018, 2019. I would say from this I would like to highlight this one, She Said, from Yori Cantor and Megan Twohy, who are the journalists that actually unveil all the problem with Harvey Weinstein abuses across many, many decades. So this is a book about how they did the journalistic research. And this that I hope it's in English because definitely is worth reading. Lidia Cacho, she's a Mexican journalist, and this is a book about how this macho culture also affects men. I mean, at the end, the men are the ones who are creating the violence or executing the violence, but on the other side, they are also victims of a system, and we almost never see it because we're very focused on the main victims. However, this is a great book to understand how the system works, how are we producing this type of toxic men, and how the toxic men are also just people that is really responding to the context. So it's very mind-blowing. I hope you can get it in English. I'll look for it, but yeah, definitely basic in my library. And I don't want to spoil to you the books I'm going to read in 2021, so I'm just going to show you two that I already share in Instagram stories. These two, Breast and Eggs from Meiko Kawakami, a Japanese artist and also writer, feminist. And I think this book was really groundbreaking in Japan back then. It was released a few years ago, but even Murakami recommends this a lot. And this, Circe, that I'm sure it was a huge thing in the US, however, it didn't came completely to Mexico because of the pandemic, so I couldn't read it on time. But I have a lot of friends who have read it and recommend it a lot, and now it's here. So these are the ones I'm gonna start the year with, together with a book from Camila Sosa Villada, an Argentinian transsexual writer. So I'm not gonna spoil you more, but those are the books that are in the beginning of January. And well, basically this is my bookshelf. I'm really happy to show it to you finally. And let me know if you have read something of this. If you think I'm missing some books here too, let me know. I'm happy to fit this new house of books in my house. And thank you for watching. Hope you enjoy it.